What if your financial success isn't dictated by how much you earn, how much you know, or how smart your investments are, but rather by how well you understand the invisible forces of human psychology, your emotions, biases, and beliefs? We are diving into secrets of wealth as explained in The Psychology of Money, written by Morgan Housel. By the end of this video, you'll discover the main principles to getting wealth and, perhaps more importantly, keeping wealth. These lessons aren't just about knowing numbers or calculations. They are about knowing yourself and your relationship with money. Key principle number 1. Nobody is crazy. Everybody's experience with money is different, which significantly influences how they think about and manage money. Personal history is a powerful driver of financial behavior. This includes the era you were born in, the economic conditions you grew up in, and the financial lessons you learned or didn't learn from your family and community. For example, someone who grew up during an economic downturn and has seen a family member lose money in the stock market might be more risk-averse, while someone who witnessed rapid economic growth may be more optimistic and willing to take risks. Lottery tickets are disproportionately purchased by people with lower incomes. Given the extremely low probability of winning, this behavior might seem irrational. Let's instead look at this from a behavior psychology perspective. Housel tells a story about his childhood friend's family who lived in abject poverty. Despite struggling financially and often not having anything to eat in the fridge, they would regularly buy lottery tickets. For this family, the lottery tickets represented hope. They offered the dream of a life-changing event that could lift them out of poverty and drastically improve their circumstances. Everything anybody does with money makes sense to them and has a reason. Before judging someone's financial choices as irrational or crazy, it's important to consider their background and what they value. Changes to life can also color how we perceive past financial behavior. As you navigate through different life stages, your priorities may shift, and what once seemed important may feel silly today. It's not because poor choices were made in the past, but rather your preferences and values have changed. Recognizing that change is a natural part of life can help lead to less judgment of your own and others' financial decisions. Key principle number 2. Wealth is what you don't see. Imagine you have a friend, Sam, who buys expensive cars, luxury watches, and extravagant vacations to project wealth and status, hoping others will admire him. However, the reality is that when someone sees him driving an expensive car, they don't admire the driver. They imagine themselves in the car. Sam's mistake is believing that spending money on visible displays of wealth will earn him admiration and respect from others. In truth, people are often too focused on their own lives and desires to care much about others' possessions. This is called the man in the car paradox. Rich versus wealthy. Being rich is about having a high income and being able to spend money on luxuries. However, being wealthy is about having assets, savings, and investments that provide security and freedom. It is the ability to wake up and do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. People often trade time for money, especially in high-paying jobs that demand long hours. They continue to chase more money and status without ever reaching satisfaction. They are trapped in a purposeless rat race. Instead, the goal should be to achieve a level of financial security that allows you to have greater control over your life and time. True wealth, therefore, is having the ability to say no to things that don't align with your values or goals, and yes to things that do. This autonomy is deeply tied to personal happiness and fulfillment. What people often think of as wealth, lavish spending, high-end goods, and ostentatious displays of money is actually the result of consuming wealth. Wealth is what you don't see, the money that hasn't been spent. It's the cars not purchased, the clothes not bought, the expensive trips not taken. It's the financial cushion that gives you the ability to sail through unexpected events, chase opportunities, and pursue what matters to you. This is why wealth is often invisible. It's the money that stays in your bank account or investments rather than being spent on showing off status symbols. Key principle number 3. Getting wealthy is about taking risk and being disciplined. Ronald Redd was a janitor and gas station attendant from Vermont. He dressed plainly, drove an old car, and even chopped his own firewood well into his older years. By all outward appearances, he lived a humble life. When Ronald Redd passed away in 2014 at the age of 92, it was revealed that he had accumulated a fortune of over $8 million. Ronald illustrates the amazing effects of consistently saving money and the extraordinary power of compounding, which can dramatically change a person's financial outcomes over time. By making wise investment decisions and allowing them to grow over the long term, even small, steady actions can lead to significant wealth accumulation. In order to save effectively, Housel advocates for reasonably living below your means. This means spending less than you earn and being conscious of lifestyle inflation, which is the tendency to increase spending as income rises. By putting a cap on spending, you create a gap between your income and expenses, which can be channeled towards savings. Compounding money is one of the most powerful forces in finance. It's the process where returns on an investment generate their own returns, creating exponential growth over time. Compounding requires time and patience. Even modest returns can lead to large sums of money if compounded over decades. Therefore, it's suggested to start early and stay invested over the long term to see the wonderful effects of compounding. Many people struggle to begin investing in the stock market because they don't want to take risk and navigate the stress of market fluctuations, even though they may benefit from its long-term growth. By pretending these costs don't exist or underestimating them, people often make poor financial choices. Recognizing and accepting that costs are the price you pay for the potential rewards is crucial to approaching your finances with a realistic and resilient mindset. Another mistake people make when trying to get wealthy is not giving compounding enough time to work, often due to impatience or wanting quick results. Emotions do play a significant role in our financial beliefs. Fear, greed, optimism, and pessimism can all cloud judgment and lead to decisions that may not be in our best interest. For example, during a market boom, excitement and optimism can lead people to believe that prices will continue to rise indefinitely, leading to overconfidence and too much risk-taking. People tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and ignore or downplay information that contradicts them. This confirmation bias can prevent people from objectively assessing circumstances and considering alternative viewpoints, which could lead to poor financial decisions. During a market downturn, people may have a bias for more pessimistic views because, physiologically, people are more emotionally triggered by negative news. Negative events often have a more immediate and tangible impact than positive events, and it may seem smarter to pay attention to catastrophe. A crash can wipe out wealth quickly, and this can make the risks associated with pessimism feel more real and immediate. You will need to find the right mix between pessimism and optimism. Pessimism, when used wisely, can be a method for identifying risks and preparing for challenges. Optimism, particularly when looked at from a long-term perspective, is often the more accurate and rewarding approach when it comes to investing and financial planning. You will also want to find a balance between a reasonable and rational approach to your financial plan. While rational decisions theoretically optimizes outcomes, they are not always the best choice for everyone. What is best depends on the individual, their goals, their risk tolerance, and their emotional responses. A reasonable financial plan is one that you can stick with even during tough times and allows you to sleep soundly at night. It may not be the most optimized or the most rational in the mathematical sense, but it is practical and aligned with your personal comfort level so that it can keep you on course to compound your money. By maintaining a dedicated and reasonable investment strategy, you can increase your likelihood of achieving your long-term financial goals, even if short-term outcomes are unpredictable. Key principle number 4. Staying wealthy is about preserving what you have and avoiding unnecessary risks. Richard Foscone, a successful executive at Merrill Lynch, amassed significant wealth and lived an extravagant lifestyle. He owned multiple properties, including an 18,000-square-foot mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut. Feeling bold about his financial acumen, Foscone over-leveraged his assets, believing his success would continue forever. However, the 2008 financial crisis devastated him financially and left him unable to meet his debt obligations, leading to bankruptcy and the foreclosure of his mansion. Richard Foscone's story is a cautionary tale about how even those who have achieved significant success in finance can lose everything if they don't manage their wealth prudently. A key concept in staying wealthy is the idea of a margin of safety. This involves putting a buffer in your finances to protect against unexpected events or downturns. This could mean saving more than you think you need, investing conservatively, or having the security of insurance and emergency funds. Knowing that you have a financial cushion can reduce stress and anxiety, making it easier to stick to your long-term financial plans even when faced with uncertainty or volatility. Humility is also important to staying wealthy. Recognizing that a portion of your success might be due to luck rather than just skill or hard work can help you avoid overconfidence and the enticing pull to take on more risk than you can reasonably weather. There are dangers of constantly striving for more without knowing when to stop. The desire for more money, more recognition, or more success can become insatiable, leading people to take on excessive risk or make unethical decisions in the name of achieving greater wealth. This constant drive for more can cause people to lose sight of what they actually need to be happy and secure. Rajat Gupta, a former managing director of McKinsey & Company, was already extremely successful and wealthy. Despite having enough to live comfortably for the rest of his life, Gupta became involved in insider trading and was accused of passing confidential information from board meetings at Goldman Sachs. In 2012, Gupta was convicted on charges of conspiracy and securities fraud. Decades of hard work and achievement were undone by a single poor decision. Gupta's horrible downfall could have been avoided if he recognized that he already had more than enough wealth and success. Contentment is a key component of keeping wealth. As your income increases, it can be seducing to upgrade your lifestyle, buying a more expensive car, moving to a bigger house, or indulging in luxury items. Think for yourself. What does enough mean to you? Recognizing that you don't always need to keep up with others can help you stay wealthy. Not constantly striving for more can allow you to avoid the perils of greed and the temptation to take on unnecessary risks. To sum it up, while there is no one-size-fits-all approach to managing money, there are principles that provide a foundation for financial success. Each person's financial decisions also are shaped by their unique experiences, beliefs, biases, risk tolerance, and emotional responses. Considering all of these aspects together will help you make decisions that align with your individual circumstances rather than following generic financial advice. The Psychology of Money encourages readers to develop mindsets that will help them concentrate on what truly matters in life, rather than getting caught up in the trap of pursuing money for its own sake. The world will change, markets will evolve, and personal circumstances will shift. Those who can adhere to principles from the book while adapting their personal financial strategies in response to changing conditions are more likely to preserve their wealth over the long run. So, dear listener, what part of your own personal history affects how you see money? How are your financial decisions influenced by logic and emotion? When was the last time you felt FOMO or wanting to keep up with the Joneses? And what does wealth and freedom mean to you? If you like our channel, please like and subscribe for more great videos in the future. We look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments.